After years of store closures and questions about whether bookstores could really survive the digital age, Barnes & Noble is writing a comeback story. NBC's Jenna Hager takes us inside the next chapter. How many puns did you count there for Barnes & Noble?
This is the next chapter of Barnes & Noble. A symphony of rustling pages. Story time.
Great job.
And shelf discovery. CEO James Don, a British indie bookseller by trade, took the reins 7 years ago and is credited with saving the company from collapse after years of straight losses.
If you could title Barnes & Noble as a book, what would that have been in 2019?
I'm afraid we would be one of those books about self-esteem.
The first Barnes & Noble opened in 1917 right here in New York City and rapidly grew into the nation's largest bookstore chain, becoming a superstore in the 90s and earning a bit of a reputation as a big box supervillain, famously inspiring the movie You've Got Mail.
You've deluded yourself into thinking that you're some sort of benefactor bringing books to the masses.
At the height of its success, Barnes & Noble was a $2.2 billion business, operating nearly 1,000 stores nationwide. But it struggled to stay competitive in an increasingly online world, and it was sold for just $683 million in 2019.
Part of what you had to do was to get people to want to come back in to Barnes & Noble. Tell me how you've done that.
In bookstores, you get a different way of engaging with books, and they're really rooted in their communities and in a very visceral way. We've got really fantastic teams, tenured teams, people who vocationally believe in bookselling, and it's giving them the tools and the responsibilities to get on and make their stores better.
When the pandemic forced stores to close, Daunt saw a rare opportunity.
We literally said to each of the stores, take all the books off the shelves, reorganize your furniture, change where the bookshelves are, and then put it all back together again and see if you've got a better store.
His first move, scrap the standard layout and let each store curate books based on the communities they serve.
The core of your philosophy really is that each store should have its own personality. How is this store slightly different than a store maybe in Texas, where I'm from?
But we're on the Upper West Side, so we're in New York City, so quintessential New York author, Dorothy Parker.
Yes.
Nice additions. Now, I don't think you would expect to see this in Texas.
Barnes & Noble opened 61 new stores in 2024, 67 in 2025, and plan to open 60 more this year. Growth fueled in part by a new community of readers online.
I have no self-control in a Barnes & Noble, guys.
What do you think about Book Talk?
I love Book Talk, obviously, because it's bringing kids into our stores. Kids always find books, they always find trends. But what Book Talk's done is made it quicker and faster and more fun.
The next digital wave on the horizon, AI.
You have said that if the rise of AI books becomes a thing, you would be willing to sell them within your stores.
Yes, I have actually no problem selling any book as long as it doesn't masquerade or pretend to be something that it isn't. So as long as an AI-written book says it's an AI-written book, then we will stock them.
Technology may change the way stories are told, but Daunt still believes that the true power of books is in the human connections they create.
Do you still, as a lover of books and a reader, believe that people need books?
I think we are in a fairly difficult political moment, social moment, and I think one of the vocational essences of being a bookseller is that you sit within your communities as a place of acceptance and tolerance and kindness. The book and the creativity of authors and the effective cultural sort of dynamism that goes alongside books will remain, and bookstores will be part of that.
I love that. So producer Gabby and I have been in a book club together. We talk about it all the time. Gabby, you reading any good books lately? Or audiobooks?
So actually, Savannah's the one who got me into audiobooks, and I love listening to audiobooks by famous people reading their memoirs. So I'm listening to Viola Davis's right now. Love her voice, very intrigued. And then I just told you that I restarted The Catcher in the Rye.
I love that for you. You said you read it every couple of years?
Yeah, I feel like The Catcher in the Rye is a coming of age novel. I mean, it is a banned book at the end of the day. I read it when I was 15. But every few years, I feel like I look at things differently. Aww. Don't you have any books like that?
You know, that is just so like AP Lit student pet of you. I gotta say, no, I don't. Not really. I mean, but I do love audiobooks. And like, pro tip for anyone watching, if you love books, the Libby app is great. Like, you get free. They're free. You connect it with your local library, and you can get books either sent straight to your Kindle. You can read them on your device. You can get audiobooks for free. If you have Spotify Premium, like I do, I only just now recently realized that I know. I just realized that you have free access to audiobooks on there too. I guess I'm the last one to know that.
Only about like 8 hours a month, which doesn't always reach the end of the book. You do have to be strategic, I will say, with Spotify Premium.
Fair enough.
But also with Libby, you have a lot of access. But I do want to remind everyone, all of our public libraries here, Fulton, DeKalb, etc., you can get other perks like movies.
Yes. Zoo tickets,
parking tickets, aquarium tickets. So we do have all that information on 11alive.com.
I love it.
And I hope everyone spends this wet weekend reading.
Yes, perfect time to get a good book. I'm reading Yesteryear right now, and weirdly, The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I never read it. She's the one who wrote Twilight.
Yes.
And it just like came up randomly on my Kindle, like suggested. I don't know why. Maybe it was on sale, but I've been very into it.
Are you an e-reader?
It's the inner, sometimes, yeah. Although I moved into a new house that has bookshelves galore. So, I mean, I always lived in tiny apartments, so I always felt like it was a waste to have them and just donate them. But now that I have bookshelves, girl, I love to crack open a spine and smell a book.
I am a purist. I also like turning a page and dog-earing. But, you know, I do agree. The Kindle really helps me out, and e-reader is helpful. And again, thank you for introducing me to audiobooks, because it makes the drives that much better.
I know, drives, chores, whatever you got going on. All right, pick out a good book this weekend. Posts on Facebook, tweet us, whatever, X us. Let us know what you're reading. I would love to know.